Hello, Ambitious Academy. My gosh, I didn't even look at my hair before I did this. I was outside at the studio and I got blown around by the wind, and here we are. Happy new moon in Pisces. So, another new moon, another time to set the intentions for the next lunar cycle. This is a very auspicious time. Piscean energy is very much spirituality. It's very much in the flow. They're like the fish of the zodiac, right? It's the 12th house of the zodiac. And the energies of this new moon in Pisces are actually really, really cool energies if you can use them properly. So, what I've channeled for this new moon in Pisces is this. So listen up. So this is a great time to make really significant and important changes. So if you've kind of been dragging your dick around and you've been like, I really want to do these things and it's my goal, it's my dream, it's my aspiration to do this, and I just don't know when the right time is, this is the time. So the energy is making important changes. During a new moon, you always want to be setting your intentions, right? So remember, full moon is all about getting rid of the things that no longer serve our highest, greatest good. And the full moon's energies is really, truly about setting the next intention for the next phase in your life. And usually the way I live my life is around the phases of the moon. So from new moon to new moon, like what can we really accomplish? So if you are looking for a sign of your sign to do what you're supposed to do, this is it, okay? So use this energy of the Piscean new moon to make some significant changes. It's also a really great time to lay the foundation and commit to super personal goals, and only to goals that will express positive energy. So what does that mean? You know, there's a lot of goals that I have in my life. And let's just say that we're talking about, affluence and abundance and wealth. And like the thing that I know that I can do to make a lot of money is going to stress me out. It's not going to help me feel positive. It's not going to help me feel joy, but I could make a lot of money. You cannot do that. You have to say no to that because you're not following your intuition and you're not following the energies of the moon. So this is only a time to commit to personal changes that actually bring you joy and positive energy. And it's also to be like the fish, right? So the Pisces sign is like to be that little dweller in the water, right? To go with the flow. There's not one fish that I know other than a salmon that likes to go upstream, right? Because it's fighting against the current. I don't know if you've ever seen a salmon when it's time to mate and they have to like go through this like arduous journey up the stream, and like half of them get eaten by bears. It's a total shit show. And then like when they get there and they actually mate, that they just like fucking like, and they die. Google it if you don't, if you don't believe me. So be like every other fish in the world and go with the flow other than the salmon. So this is not a time to like bang your head against the wall. This is not a time to push, to force, to like try to put the square peg in the round hole. This is really about being that fish, being in the flow, right? The other thing that's really, truly important for this new moon is to take leaps of faith, right? Because fish, right, they jump and they take in those leaps of faith. It's time for you now to jump and to know truly, and not just say this because it's cute, but to know truly that the universe does have your back, right? So taking that leap of faith. So if there's anything in your life that you're, again, afraid of, like you're like, oh my God, is this the time to do it? I don't know. This is the time. Take the jump, take the leap of faith, and know that the universe will have your back. And any rejection is going to be spirit's protection in the long run. Just know that as well. This is also a time to accept your imperfections. Like I have a doctor's appointment today, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to weigh me. And then like, you know, right. Like we all do this no matter, even when I was like a size 0, I would still be like, oh my God, they're going to put me on the scale. They're going to weigh me. It's going to be horrible. What if you actually change the narrative and you're just like, man, I love myself just the way I am. And I like accept who I am. And like my little meat puppet is so fucking badass because it's literally like living, breathing, shitting, farting, eating, sleeping, fucking pissing. And like, I'm still kicking and like, I can do all the shit that I have to do on this earth. It's pretty dope. So, you know, I have stretch marks on my body. My boobs aren't as perky as they used to be, right? I have like a little bit of a fupa, but guess what? My husband loves me, I love me, and I think I'm pretty damn cute. So accept your imperfections. I used to look in the mirror at myself when I was younger and I would just pick apart my body. You know, when I was a little girl, long story, but I'll make it condensed. There was a little dog that lived next door and he would always get into my mom's trash when she would put her trash out in the yard. And I was like probably four or five. And one day he got his head stuck in a can. I'm sure you've seen this like on YouTube with like the animals, like in the wild, they get like a peanut butter jar stuck on their head or whatever. And I heard this dog outside crying and I was outside playing and I went into the woods and I tried pulling the can off the dog's head. And the top of the can was kind of like opened, you know, like when someone opens a can, they don't take the can totally off. And the dog like put its head back and sliced my face from here. So like my lips split open. You can still see like scars inside my mouth. And I remember I used to look at that scar all the time and be like, I'm so ugly. I'm not beautiful. How I need plastic surgery, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, I accept who I am to the point where I don't even see that anymore. I don't. When I look at the mirror myself, I don't see that anymore. I don't have a really pronounced chin, right? I don't have like a sharp chin. It's just like not a genetic thing in either side of my family. And my sister and I would always call it the boy chin. And we would always be like, look at us, you know, like this is what we're going to look like when we're older. And now I'm just like, fuck it. Like, who cares? And I know I'm like pointing out my flaws, but like I accept them. I truly accept them. And guess what? People who mind don't matter and people who matter don't mind. So if someone don't want to be my friend because I don't have a sharp chin or I have a scar on my face or my titties are sagging down to my kneecaps or I have stretch marks on my stomach or my ass or my inner thighs, like fuck them and the horse that they rode in on. Because the people who really truly love you are going to love you for who you truly are. I remember when I first started dating my husband, we were like getting really serious and, you know, he would like sleep over my house every once in a while. And I remember like kissing him goodbye in the morning when he was going off to work and I had no shoes on and he looked down at my feet and I just saw him look at my feet and then he looked at me like, what the fuck are those? And my toes, if you guys have ever seen them, they look like alien feet. Like I actually have really pretty feet, but my toes are like super long. Like I could literally jerk off freaking Ron Jeremy with my toes. If you don't know who Ron Jeremy is, Google that and a lot of things will come up, but they're so long. And I used to hate my feet to the point where I didn't even want to wear like sandals in the summertime. And guess what? My husband loves my feet now. He's like, you have the coolest toes. You're such an alien. You're so beautiful. The people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. And when you accept your imperfections for what they truly are, you are going to be the most badass bitch on the planet, right? So accepting your imperfections. This is also a really great time to start a new project. So, you know, if you're like been putting something on the back burner and you don't know when to start it, this is the time because you're going to get that beautiful flowing Piscean energy to help lift you up like a wave. Think of like a wave lifting you up in the ocean. And remember, Pisces, they're all about intuition. They're all about flow. They're all about just being fluid, you know, like it's like the Bruce Lee quote when he's like, you know, be like water. You know, you can put a water in a teacup, it becomes the teacup. You can put, you know, water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You could put a water, you know, like it takes the form of whatever you do with it. And that's what we have to really, really be right now in this energy. So as you guys know, when the new moon comes, this is time to write down your intentions for the next month, right? So writing down your intentions. So like, what do you desire to do? Write it in your journal, make a list of all the things that you desire to start putting into motion in the next 28 days, and then look back at your journal on the next new moon and see what you've accomplished. Okay. So what I would like to do now is instead of getting into like crazy journal prompts, I'd rather just do a really beautiful sound healing for you because I just feel like that would really serve each and every one of you. So I was thinking this morning what I was going to sing to you guys And this song came to me, and it's called Ire Were. Okay. Idewere. Ire Were. So this is an old song out of the Yoruban and Santeria traditions. So like my people, Nigeria, Cuba, Portugal, Brazil. And we're going to be singing about a goddess, and her name is Orisa Oshun. And people spell it sometimes Osun, Osun. And the song is about this beautiful goddess who used to wear these brass bracelets, and she would like shake them like a rattle. And the song is actually like, I don't know how it got to be this way. I did a little research on it this morning, but this song about this rattle, this bracelet that this goddess used to wear, actually managed to be mistakenly interpreted and shared as the necklace of love. Okay. And I don't know how that happened. I don't think many people do, but it's about bracelets, but the song is interpreted as the necklace of love. So the goddess Oshun embodies love and sexuality, and one of her elements is the element of brass. And I was doing some research here, so I'm just reading some of the notes that I made. To understand Oshun is to know the intelligence, vitality, caring, and nourishing abilities of womankind, which is what the Piscean people are all about. So that's how I kind of linked the music with the energies of this new moon. So long suffering, we've been cheated, we've been overlooked and overworked, but always committed to the survival and the upliftment of humanity. And that's really truly also what Pisces are about. Besides signifying wealth, brass never rusts, it is eternal. In Oshun, we have the embodiment of prosperity, love, beauty, elegance, sexuality, and sensuality as a divinely sanctioned feminist. So Oshun is the youngest Orisa, the human forms of the spirits and protectors, and one of the most adored in the Yoruban religion. According to the Patakis, sacred stories left by our ancestors, she was brought into existence by Oldemare, the supreme creator. Once he realized something crucial was missing after creating the earth, sweetness and love, as one of the ancient Yoruban myths suggests, the human race would not exist if Oshun had not been sent to our world. And it is said her sweet and fertile waters brought life back to humanity. And that's why I chose her as the deity that we're going to be singing to today. So again, Oshun is really the goddess of love in the Yoruban cultures. The Yoruban religion is more of a spirituality, and it is very ancient, and some people still practice it today, but it's more like what our ancestors practiced, tens of thousands of years ago, before Christianity kind of spread all over the world. And like I said, if you go to Cuba, which I've been to Cuba before, a lot of women, you'll see them walking around with these beautiful white gowns, with these beautiful necklaces and jewelry and head wraps, and they practice Santeria, which is, it's kind of like practicing, I don't want to say witchcraft in a bad way, but it's like you're using your magic, and they still do pray to old deities and things like that. But I just love their vibe. They're just so in the flow. And that is what this Piscean energy is bringing all of us, right? So the lyrics that I'm going to be singing to you is Ire were were nita ashun. Ire were were. Ire were were nita ashun. Ire were were nita ya. Ocha kiniba nita ashun. Cheke 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 nita ya. Ire were were. It's really beautiful. And what it actually is translated into is Oshun is the goddess of love, and it's about the sacred necklace that is used as the initiation symbol into the flow of love into the world through water. So that's what it says. So I'm going to go over to my bowls. I'm going to move my music. I'm going to move so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can get everything. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and close our eyes. And let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. Inhaling in through our nose, filling up our lungs. Exhaling all the way out. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. God, Goddess, universal life force energy. All of our guardians and our guides and our loved ones who are no longer here on this 3-dimensional earth plane, and all of our ancestors and Oshun, surround us and fill us with your light and your love and your ancient wisdom. Help us flow like water. Help us know when to push and when to rest. And help us be the best possible versions of ourselves that we may be. And so it is, in Jesus' name, amen. And thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. Ashun. Cheke, cheke, cheke. Nitaya. Using as little effort as possible, start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, bringing your breath back to center. Taking some nice, deep breaths in through your nose, filling up your lungs, letting it all out through your mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. How'd that feel? All right, everybody, enjoy this new moon in Pisces. Do your work. And I will see you over on Mighty Networks on the Ambitious app. Love each and every one of you. And don't forget to stay ambitious.